Hello, beautiful people. Hello, beautiful darlings. So today I am going to a book launch. It's Jakey, Phamotse, Nicolette, Mashile, and Mbha. I think they collectively launching their books. So I'm here. I am 14 minutes late, but it's times like these when I really need a camera and someone to take with. But anyways, let's see what's going to happen inside. Bye.
I'd like to just say welcome to our book launch and special thank you to Bargain Books for this collaboration. We'd like to also thank our authors and wish you all the best with your...
Okay, morning everybody, or afternoon. My name is Mbha. I run two companies. One is titled Black Real Estate, and the other company is called Mzansi Crips. So I'm a master practitioner in real estate. I'm in the business of selling homes, luxury homes, normal homes, ultra luxury homes. And my page is Mbha on social media, and my professional page is Mzansi Crips. So you can follow the page and see beautiful homes in and around South Africa that we sell. The reason why I decided to write a book is I was diagnosed, or I tested positive for COVID-19 on the 24th of June. And I went through a process of healing and went through all the symptoms, and I decided that I'm going to document my experience of what happened to me every single day. And so this pocket book is titled Tough Talk with TT, where I actually have tough conversations with myself, and I actually articulate what actually transpired in my 19 days of recovery. And you'd get to understand the pain that I went through in the process of healing. There was a lot of media hype around me. There were a lot of people who are accusing me of spreading the coronavirus, and all the detail is in this book. One of the quotes that I think most of you will resonate with from this book reads as follows: I decided to rest in isolation because I wasn't ready to rest in peace. And for me, this is what this book is about. It's a survival guide. It's not just about COVID-19. It's about life skills. It's about learning to swim against the tide. There were a lot of media articles about me, accusing me, like I said earlier, but I was able to rise above and write this book. And I encourage you to get this book. It's a timeless book. In the history books, when I'm gone one day and they talk about COVID-19 and they talk about people who wrote books during COVID-19, Mbha.
Famous for. Let me sit up. Hello, Jackie. Hey. Hey, Titi. Hi. Hi. I'm gonna try that again. Hi. Hey. And we're here. Shoot, guys, good day. Hey.
Yeah.
It's really, really great to be here. For those who don't know, my name is Nicolette Mashile. I'm also known as the financial buddy. If financial buddy doesn't work for you, you can call me Babes Wemali. Because I truly believe that
Nobody's born bad at money, man. Come on, you know? You can't be born bad at something that you've never learned. So I think when I started my journey in financial education, probably in 2017, oh, by the way, let me tell you why I started this journey. For some of you might already know, but for some of you might not. So in 2016, I tried to buy a house. What a scam. Went in to see this house, guys. Me, I'm a black kid from Bushbuckridge, from a village. There's many things we don't see that side. One of them is a mansion. One of them is a laundry inside your house. And probably the most important one is a walk-in fridge. I know some of you, it's about tops.
Hey.
The last page. So I saw this walk-in fridge and I fell in love with this house, signed the offer to purchase. The next day, euphoria died. They said to me, oh, you must not forget to get your loan. I was like, I don't really feel like buying the house anymore. This real estate agent was like, sorry, darling, that's not how it works. You signed, you need to go and apply for the bank loan. So naturally, I picked up the phone, I called my own bank, said, guys, I'm gonna need 2,750,000 rand. They were like, Miss Mashile, just leave it. This one is not for you, eh? I was like, oh, okay, sharp. You know, you think I'm out of the deal now. Then I called the real estate agent and they said to me, no, all the banks have to send their decline letters. Send your stuff to our bond originator. Sent my stuff to the bond originator. 3 of the banks came back to say, no, we're not giving you that money. And the same bank that told me to leave it granted me a loan. They granted me a loan. I needed 2,750,000 rand. They gave me that loan at a very good interest rate, by the way. But it was over 30 years. So overall, after 30 years, I would have paid 8 million rand. You don't need to be smart to know that's a stupid deal. So I went back to the bank and I was like, no guys, thanks. You know what, next time, let's do this again. And then the real estate agency was like, because there is a bank that's willing to give you the loan, it now means that the suspensive clause has been fulfilled and you are now legally obligated to buy the house. Yeah, that is the disadvantage of not knowing. So I settled out of court 125,000 rand. And that was just the settlement, not the legal fees. So the reason why I feel that so many of us, we walk around making financial decisions on a daily basis, but we don't know what the implications are. Simply because somebody did not teach us, or somebody did not tell us, or there is no reference for you to ask somebody. And that is why I wrote, What's Your Move? Basically, it's a collection of lessons, guys. It's a collection of lessons, things that I've been through, things that I've learned along the journey, and there's still things I'm learning even today. I mean, on a daily basis, I'm learning something new. So yes, there will be more books coming out. But yeah, I think that's probably the most important thing. The 3 things I learned in the last 3 years is that nobody's born bad at money. You can learn everything, but financial education on its own is not going to get you anywhere. You've got to make a move. And you will notice that after every chapter, I ask you, what's your move?
Yes.
Because you've got to make it. People during COVID said to me, I should have saved up for emergency fund. I should have taken the retrenchment cover. I should have, I could have, I would have, but you didn't. So it is important that if you leave today here, please make a move. Even if it's to save 10 rand a month, just make a move, because that is really what financial inclusion is all about. So, outside of that, as I said, my name is Nicolette. I am also a television host on SABC 1, so I'll be expecting all of y'all to be watching SABC 1 on Monday to Thursday, 10:30 to 11:30.
Yeah.
I'm a YouTuber. My YouTube channel is called The Financial Bunny. So yeah, do join the community. And then I've got a Facebook page where we just talk about money. And the great about the Facebook page is that everybody talks and the conversation is there, because Niasaba, you guys don't want to talk about money. How many of your partners know your salary? Whoa! Damn.
Oh.
Thank you, Nicolette. Thank you. Whew. Now I'm forced to talk about this award, right?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm not popular as my fellow colleagues here. Nyazama.
Yes.
Nyazama, I'm a hustler.
Mrs. Lord.
But I'm one resilient person. fight to the core. And I hustle to the core. Whether you like me or not, whether you're comfortable with me or not, whether you think my energy is off or over yours, or however you may interpret it. But that didn't just come from me being established. I had to literally grovel for it. I started my writing career, professional writing career when I was 27. Published my first book when I was 28. That book got on to win the African Literary Award in Nigeria. And then a day ago, 24 hours ago, around this time, I won an award for Best South African Fiction Writer 2020. These may sound very fancy and very posh, but I didn't start there. The books that you're about to read or you have encountered throughout maybe the last 2-3 years leading up to the very book that we're launching today did not come from glorious fruits of labor, if I can put it that way. I'm a typical black girl. Come from a mining town. My father was in the army. My mother was an obedient servant to my father, and I mean servant as an servant. There's no other way for a servant.
Yes.
No other word for a servant. She was there to please my father, is and when, as per marriage contract, traditional marriage contract. I grew up in a very abusive environment, experiencing my dad's trauma from different kinds of war zones. I mean, he was in the MK, he fought in Lesotho, Botswana, Ghana, Nigeria, Sierra Leone. So people who come from that army vet background, they're extremely emotional and physically abusive. So that's what I grew up in. And you will see as you read my stories, I narrate that story of my childhood, very thorough and extremely graphic. For those of you who are very Christian, you will be uncomfortable in reading my books, that I can tell you. However, growing up, I never thought that I would ever be sitting in the seat because I was not given any opportunity. So I went to boarding school. When I went to boarding school, my first engagement with a man was a gang rape. Second engagement is when I was in Johannesburg seeking for a job in modeling. I used to be slender and sexy and like a proper.
You still are.
A proper hot girl. I used to model back in the day, and I was very skinny and very tall. My first engagement with a photographer, professional photographer, was an act of sexual violence, which now encompassed who I became later on as a young girl who comes from this background where my dad is extremely physical, my mom is just a servant who, to me, was a Hail Mary, because I saw her as a sort of a Mary Magdalene, or even, if you know the story of Mary Magdalene, you'll understand. But to me, she was a little heroine who cleaned up everybody's mess, the proper fixer. And coming to Johannesburg, now this is 2010. Johannesburg and Sandton specifically is very alluring. And the people here have beautiful tongues. They speak well.
Yes.
They will sell you anything.
Yes.
And I met this man who was a millionaire of note. Things went left. I don't want to give the whole book away, but things got left. There was sexual cults, there was money laundering. You have seen the Zondo Commission.
Yeah, boo.
Guys, you don't read the news.
We do.
Why aren't you responsive?
How?
Your husband. Okay, I will not offend your husband. However, this particular person was in a position of immense influence and power, but he abused it so much, especially when it came to females. He made sure that you feel like a subordinate. And at any given chance, he would not blink if he was given a chance to sell a girl. What I mean by selling is organ transplants, selling girls to other guys, human trafficking, etc. This is based on a true story. I'm not bluffing. So please feel free to read the book series. It is here. Everything is in detail. I don't want to give too much away, and I also want to give you the opportunity to be able to ask questions later on. But the books are mainly based on true life events and some of my experiences. Yes, I was supposed to name and shame people, but it's not within my character. I've got so many legal battles, I can't add more.
I shame.
However, it's based on a true story. I did change names, I did change home addresses for obvious reasons. We live in South Africa, the law still governs us. However, I do hope that you learn from the story, especially if you've got a young girl, you're a mother, you're a father who does not know how to engage with the millennials. We are living in a different world where anybody can sell you anything to get an iPhone, a beautiful handbag, a holiday. Everybody's booking holidays now because they can't go overseas. Now you see all these beautiful girls in beautiful lodges. How are they getting this money? That should be the question that you ask yourselves. How are they affording iPhones? How are they traveling? How are they in private jets? How are these men now driving the latest Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Rolls Royce? Where does that come from? What is the truth behind that? So the story is based on real life, which is my life story. So please don't ask me, Jackie, is it about you? Yes, it is about me. If you want to judge me, do that. I've done that so many times. My skin is so thick, there's nothing you can say to me that I'll be offended, like really. However, be comfortable to ask questions, especially if you've read some of the other books and you really want clarity on certain things. I am here to answer those questions. Otherwise, yes, I'm a professional writer going into the field of criminal profiling. So I'm yet to work with the national intelligence. So yeah, so that's what I do professionally. So thank you so much for being here. I do look forward to answer your Q&As. Have a good afternoon further.
Wow.